What's up, guys? Regella here. Today is December 28th. Yes, it's going to be New Year's a couple days from now. I just want to do a quick, maybe a
Recap.
recap. Thank you for
Yeah.
recap for what 2024 was like. But I think it was better to do it with my friends. I know it's been a while since I last talked in front of the camera. I'm starting to talk more and connect with you guys. But yeah, let's go start.
Yeah, how did you approach it, Arvy?
I don't know. I just kind of just let it happen without any expectations sometimes. I don't know. I didn't have a certain way that I'm going to play out 2024 like this. So I don't know. How
Yeah.
about you?
Sometimes that might be better.
Yeah.
though, Because sometimes you can start off with pretty big goals and then be disappointed if it doesn't turn out that way by
Yeah.
February and then just
Yeah, I think that's also why. I don't really like to set goals for myself because sometimes if I don't attain them, then I'm a little bit more harder on myself. So I kind of just go with the flow.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. What about you?
It's different for me. I think every year I set a word just to discover every year. I try to work towards that word. Maybe I mentioned this before, but this year, 2024, was about peace. It's actually the hardest year since 2017. I can't believe I remember my hardest years.
Oh.
But anyways, I think it's one of the hardest years I've ever went through. But thankfully, with your guys' support and also just a lot of rest, I was able to attain peace even though it was painful. Probably saw my film, The Most Expensive Thing in the World, and that's basically how my 2024 unfolded. Peace is something, the thing with me setting a word for each year, it seems like it's not just for that year, it's for the rest of the years. I'm trying to figure out what peace is. And I guess in a nutshell, peace for me is working alongside with pain. We're not guaranteed to have peace in this world. There's always going to be conflict, problems. But I was at peace knowing that with pain, I can approach it with peace, if that makes sense. So I think in that aspect, more so not of concrete goals, but more so of a value that I've been pursuing the past few years, which is interesting because when I was 10 years younger, I was all about, oh, let's buy this, travel here, travel that. But now it's more so of values instead of concrete, maybe more materialistic dreams for me. Yeah.
What made it harder than the years before?
I guess this year, I keep pushing away my feelings, I guess, of the pain. I guess I'm trying to escape or maybe feel so numb that I'm not able to fully accept the pain. So I kind of just accept being busy, working. So it all came down. I come to a point where I had to take a break from everything and maybe gave up because of responsibilities and own pressure, expectations. And I think that was the hardest. And, part of being the hardest years is one of the most, learning the most valuable lesson, which I think honoring myself this year. Yeah. I know that's quite a lot in 2024, but yeah, that's just my 2024 in summary.
when you say giving up, is that you mean certain things that was holding you back or certain ways of thinking or just in terms of you needed a break from everything going on?
I think it's a mix of giving up, even the job that I thought that would push me towards my goals, the job that will provide me stability. It came to that point, but the more that I let my feelings the weight of it disappear or semi wind down, the more that I'm slowly trying to still figuring it out. Like 2023, I'm confused now. I'm still confused.
I think that's just life.
That was like.
But yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, but I'm more at peace now, being confused,
Yeah.
rather than before where I was so devastated to the point that it's like really saddening for me. Like right now, I'm a little bit hopeful I can figure out some way or another, but I think, like you said, it's part of growing up, and also with any kind of age you are right now, I think it's part of it. That's why I had a tattoo this year.
Wow.
That's basically why. Like, thank you for the design.
You're welcome.
Anyone want the design? Message me. I'll message her. How about you, Ada? 2024.
I'm okay. Y'all know I don't keep track of this stuff.
You just live life, and that's what I like. About
Yeah,
it.
I think so. Yeah.
That is my goal, but I don't think I actually do that. Like, you know, like perfectly. Like, my goal is to be chill.
I think you are.
I
But
think
I
you're
don't
doing
think
just
I
fine.
No, I mean, I still overthink a lot, but even though my goals are like that, it's harder to do. I don't know, it's harder to act on something than just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to be a chill person.
I think you are though.
How do you define being chill?
Yeah, maybe your definition of chill is
I care a
different.
lot about what people think.
I know. Sometimes that gets too in our head. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's just who we are as humans. Sometimes we overanalyze things when we're just too in our head.
It's true. Even though like it doesn't look, sometimes maybe it doesn't look like it, but like
Yeah.
you're always overthinking.
And sometimes that gets in the way of just living in the moment.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Even though like your main goal is to just be chill, sometimes it's so hard to just, freely be yourself because you're just like overanalyzing
I
everything.
know.
Everything.
A lot of things could be different. We didn't like overanalyze every single decision
Mhm.
and like make assumptions about what could happen.
Yeah.
A situation that hasn't happened.
Yeah, that's right. Because we're overthinkers too, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the
don't like
overthinking. What if? And then it gets in the
Yeah.
way of just like living in the moment and just taking risks sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same way for you guys,
Yeah.
right?
No, I feel that too.
Mhm.
Because with the overthinking comes like insecurities
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
And then I could definitely be like too hard on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You beat it to the punch sometimes too.
Yeah. Kind of like you already think too much of like, oh, I want to do this, but then what if it doesn't turn out the way I want? So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I just won't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shoot yourself in the foot. That
Yeah,
way.
and then it just becomes like life just becomes stagnant sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And that's what like I'm feeling right now. I just feel like it's so stagnant. Everything is just repeating all over and all over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And I feel so empty, to be honest.
Stagnant.
Stagnant. Like I want to try something new, but at the same
That's what I
time,
feel.
overthinking. Like I feel like this thing's gonna happen for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to be safe. I want to, but at the same time, I want to take a risk. But
Yeah.
it's like, where are we going here? Like we're not going anywhere.
That's true.
It's like over and over again you think about what other people think, but in reality maybe they don't really think about what you're
Maybe they don't,
thinking.
they don't care at all. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it's not always the case. Like I feel like some people, maybe we think that they have it together, especially I think around this age where everyone has this timeline. Okay, let's check off the boxes. This time at this age, I'm gonna get married.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time at this age, I'm gonna have this house. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna get a job. Like, what do you guys think about that?
The
Pressure, timeline. Do you guys have a timeline for yourselves?
No.
I think when I like honestly, when I think about myself just as an individual, I think that there's just so much more things that I want to do and experience for myself that I don't think about the timeline. But then when I start to compare and focus too much on my age, that's
about
when I begin to worry. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be almost 30 and I need to do this.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it's almost like I can separate the two of like, if I don't think about my age, then I won't compare.
Yeah.
But then if I think about my age too much, then it's like,
That
my
is a
20s are running
recipe
out.
for-
yeah. So it's just like shifting that mode of thinking.
Age is truly just a number, and in any age, even, like, I think you're still gonna experience being lost, redirected, lost
For
again,
sure.
existential crisis. I think it's any age, honestly. But I like when you said that when you try and look deeper into yourself, that's when you can find more clarity or
Yeah.
more at peace into where you're going in your life. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm definitely more like at peace with who I am now.
Oh,
I-
that's good.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is
I-
it different from
Giselle.
how last time you said it wasn't like that?
yeah.
Is it like
Because Arvy and I were kind of talking about this before, where when you have certain insecurities about yourself, you can really start to distance yourself from people that really care about you, even because you feel like, at least the way I felt was like, man, if you really knew me, like you wouldn't want to be close to me, you know, or like, and that's just in my head of like
Yeah.
insecurities that I have, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
or feeling like you're the only one who's like maybe struggling or again that thing where it feels like everyone has it figured out but
Yeah.
like no one really does.
Come on.
Yeah.
And I did realize that I pulled away a lot from other people just because I felt insecure. And that's, I almost feel like that's like a self betrayal. Like I wasted so much time just like not doing the things I really wanted to do because of like, I don't know, comparisons to other people
Yeah.
or, you know, like not handling embarrassment very well and
Yeah.
just kind of like, I'll just stay in my own little bubble so
Yeah.
I won't be embarrassed if I try something new, you know? Yeah.
I know, yeah, that's so true. I think it's like comparison is like a thief of joy. That's why,
Really?
like, right?
Yeah.
Because like when you think that people have it, like, because sometimes you think that people have it, like they have it all perfect, but then you just realize, you know, everyone's just navigating life,
Yeah.
right?
Like I
It
like
just
that you-
probably, yeah,
when you said like life is just hard, man. Like, you know, everyone's just going through something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't realize it, but I don't think everyone has it all together than we think.
If you do, let us know.
Yeah.
You're
Give us
not
some
alone. Can you just be our friend and just give us advice, please?
Yeah. Just tell me I'm perfect.
Just tell me how to be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think what I like about our friendship and our personalities is how we are at some point. I know sometimes we can deny ourselves but also are honest with our limitations and how maybe you guys don't see it but how accepting you are of your own mistakes and maybe not fully accepting it or like limitations but also like being upfront about it even when you don't reveal it to any of us. Maybe to yourself you're aware of it and you're humbled enough to say that okay, I don't have it all together and sometimes and actually that's actually much better than saying I have it all together because
Yeah.
that means you're not being true to yourself, you know, like you're not addressing what you really feel. And I think that's something, the first step to actual change is to be saying, recognizing that, okay, this is how I'm feeling. And that's really hit me this year was I was just pushing everything, my feelings away, that at one point, everything just, I just got hit by the bus and I felt everything that was
Yeah.
I trying to hide under the covers, sweep under the rugs. So, like, I wasn't honoring myself and what my wishes were this year or the past few years. But yeah, like really, you're gonna be your worst enemy and your best friend.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you find that when, like what you said, everything kind of just hit you like a bus, and like when you were finally just able to feel all those things, even though it was really hard, you were able to find peace afterwards?
Somewhat slowly but surely, everything just felt so fresh. So it's just I think I was trying to look for the answers right away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build my relationship with God and to ask Him, where am I gonna go? But I think what happened is I'm looking for the answers in different areas of my life or in different ways, like traveling or in places where in fact it's always been here. Yeah, and I don't need to ask for what should I do, because I know deep inside me I know what to do. I'm just too scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been there. Like he doesn't have to tell me what I need to do because he trusts that I know what to do.
He put it in there already.
Yeah, it's in here, but I'm just too scared to even act upon it up until now.
So what should you do in 2025?
We're gonna wrap this up. What are we gonna do in
What is
2025?
it that you know that you should do that you put off?
Why me? Because yo.
Because you're the host.
Yeah.
No,
It's your channel.
Say it.
Oh, I guess so. I do have a word every year, as you guys know, and this year I know it's gonna be all about freedom. I want to learn more about what is true freedom. I think, like at the superficial level, freedom is just doing whatever you want, but also it's like, I don't know. We'll see what 2025 is like. What freedom is truly, but it's also like being accountable for what decisions and consequences you decide and face. Because if you have something in your heart, it will never rest until you do it. And if you feel like you cannot,
Sorry. What was that? Oh, it's a burp.
I'm gonna hear it.
I thought it was like cutlery being moved around.
I closed my mouth. I'm sorry. Continue.
I think freedom. Freedom is
That's
just
very
letting
free
it
of her,
out.
you know. She's
Just
let
letting
it
it out. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just letting it out, letting it go, and not being guilty. I'm trying to be that. Guilty for what decisions that. Thank you for that. You got me on track with that. How about you guys? Like 2025. Anything in particular? Nothing really
Specific goal.
specific.
I think just indulging more in self-love.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but self-love. Whether it be like setting boundaries with people who feel like,
Yeah.
right? Or investing more time in people who fill your cup rather than... I'm gonna cry. I don't know. It's just...
Self-love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respecting yourself, giving yourself the
And
love that you deserve.
not being so hard on yourself, you know? Like yeah.
I know what the issue is. No, you have to share your She has it combined.
I have a Starbucks tissue.
The sunscreen is going in my eyes.
Oh, there, start.
Cut this out. Someone answer that.
Cut the camera.
Anyone, no one seeing anything, nothing coming here, nothing going.
But that does really resonate
Yeah.
with me though, because I really related to what you said about like being so hard on yourself, and yeah, it's hard to even answer that question. Do you love yourself?
Yeah.
And like to me, it's so cheesy. I can't completely say yes, but I would say, like, just to be honest, for somebody who had a moment where like I just really didn't like myself,
Yeah.
I can say I have a better relationship with myself now. And I think that better relationship actually allows me to do more things. Because when I didn't like myself, like I just really didn't think I can do much, you know? And yeah, that it is like maybe kind of paradoxical because you're the only person that you are with 24/7, but it's so hard to like yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like yeah, I can really resonate with what you said on like
Yeah.
focusing on that. Yeah.
I know, it's just even like doing things that like fill your cup, like I said, like whether it be hobbies, it doesn't even have to be big.
Yeah.
Or even setting boundaries with people who you feel like are just not on the same wavelength as you anymore. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
And not being so harsh on yourself.
Yeah.
Like I said, like comparison is such a thief of joy. So when you're so focused on what everyone else is doing around you, I don't know.
Yeah. Because I heard this quote too, where like you should kind of treat yourself the way that you would treat a good friend.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I watch the way I talk to myself in my mind, like, oh, why are you like this? Or why are you so dumb?
Yeah.
It's like, I would never talk to Arvy
Yeah.
or Ada or Margella that way. So like, why do I talk to myself like that? You know? So.
And it's not like a one-time fix. I
No.
thought I
Yeah.
was done with my phase giving myself self-love,
Mm.
but I never thought that this year was also about self-love. Like as mentioned many times, honoring yourself. It's also that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to respect your wishes and your desires in your heart, that you gotta listen closer to what your heart is telling you and acting on it and respecting it.
Yeah.
Just as you respect other people, actually, the more you should respect yourself too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you are still a person that you
Yeah.
need to take care of.
Yeah.
You know? You're not just some person that's there.
And it's your life.
Yeah.
It's how you will live it too. Like that's a question going to 2025 that I ask myself, like, how do I want to live my life and what is important for me?
Right. Or like, how do I actually want my life to look like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or feel like.
I feel like nowadays it's just so hard to be real.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think, to some degree, has a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And it also goes to seeing like it looks like everyone has it figured out, but actually everyone's going through something. It's important to be kind to other people and kind to yourself. Yeah, we underestimate kindness. Actually, it's easy to get mad even in the roads.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes I really want to get mad.
Sometimes you just need to get mad.
You know?
Yeah.
But
sure.
yeah, kindness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ida.
Huh?
The roads.
The road. In the winter.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, guys. I think that's it. Anything to add? Any messages?
No, that's hard.
It's hard.
That's hard. What about you?
Okay, for me, I think it will get better.
Mm.
Just hang in there. Everything's hard, but you still won't be better, but it will get better. It was better than when you first started.
That's true though. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing. Right. You'll be okay. It doesn't feel like it right now, but you'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's okay not to be okay.
It's true. Or like I think also just taking time to just look at how far you've come rather than how much further you have to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Sometimes you just don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah. Self-love.
Self-love.
That's all we're wanting for in 2025 and more years to come. That's all, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.